Alright, here we go, gang. This is going to be the very last video of the year. We're going to finish up law of cosine. We did number one, which was the side angle side. Now we're going to do number two, which is this. It's a side, side, side. And if you ever have side, 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 that's probably the one case where you really don't have to draw the picture, because you should really know side, 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 that's law of cosine. You could use any of these three formulas. It depends on what you have to find. And it doesn't matter if you have to solve for the triangle, you could use the first formula to get angle A first, or the second formula to get angle B first, or the third formula to get angle C first. And then after that, you use law of sine. Now, if I go down to number two, okay, let's make this a little bit smaller so we can see. Alright, it's saying we want to find the largest angle. Oops. There we go. Okay, for number two, it says we want to find the largest angle. There we go. So if I want to find the largest angle, I can tell right away. I don't even have to draw the picture. The largest angle has to be directly across from the largest side. Well, looking at this, obviously A is the largest side. So I want to find angle A. So that means I'm going to use the first formula, where it's the a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times cosine of A. So we're going to use that. So I'm going to use that formula. I'm going to have little a squared, so it's 21 squared, equals 16.7 squared plus c squared, which is 10.3 squared, and then minus 2 times b times c, which is 16.7, times 10.3. And then it's times cosine of angle A, because angle A is the largest angle. Now this isn't going to be easy as the last time when we did law of cosine. So I'm going to kind of do this kind of step by step. But the good thing about this is that all I have to do is find angle A. So I'm just going to rely on the calculator. Let's see, when I put 21 squared in, I get 441. Okay, I'm going to add these together, kind of save some time. So I'm going to put in 16.7 squared plus 10.3 squared. When we put that in, that sum gives us 384.98. Okay, and then it's minus. Now this, I'm going to multiply these together. The 2 times 16.7 and then times 10.3. And that gives me 344.02 times the cosine of A. Now, where students go wrong in this is they subtract this 344 from this 384.98, but it's 344.02 times the cosine of A, so we can't subtract those. I want to get this cosine of A by itself. So what I'm going to do next is subtract 384.98 from both sides. That cancels out. Then subtract 384.98 from the 441 on the left side. So we do that. Let's go 441 minus 384.98, and that gives us 56.02. And then the right side, we just have, don't forget the negative in front of the 344.02 times the cosine of A. Now again, the whole thing, I want to get cosine of A by itself. And then at the end, I'll wind up taking inverse cosine. So to get cosine of A by itself, I divide both sides by negative 344.02. That cancels. Divide this by negative 344.02. And then we do 56.02, and we divide that by negative 344.02. We wind up getting like negative 0.1628, and it keeps going. And this equals cosine of A. So then we just have one more step. So then to get A, you just take the inverse cosine of that long ugly decimal, that negative 0.162839. So let's put that in. I'm going to hit inverse cosine of the negative 0.162839, and then we do that, we get A So when I round this to the nearest tenth, it's about 99.4 degrees. And that obviously is the largest angle in the triangle. Alright, so that took a little bit more work, but I only had to find one thing. It specifically said find the largest angle. So since we have all three sides, the largest angle has to be opposite the largest side, which in this case was side A.